Let's make openings for the LEDs. Finishing putty will imitate damaged armor. I apply a bit of putty to the armor surface and spread with my finger or toothbrush, forming shark skin. I'll use a knife and pliers to make cracks and scratches. Polymer responds well to this kind of handling and the cracks looks totally realistic. The pilot sits inside a space called the sarcophagus. Let's cut out a viewer for the pilot. The flash of a Space Marine hero survives with the aid of the amniotic fluid, and he perceives the external world with neurosensors. There is nothing crazy about painting the body. I use blue as a base and the silver for an additional pop of color. Painting in general is pretty cool and kills time in quarantine. During the montage we always want to fast forward through this part, since painting can get tedious. I'll cut some scenes right now. Like this right here. Done and done son. Moving on. To pretty up the scratches and shark skin, I'll use a wash. This gives the model volume too. The wash is made out of liquid, acrylic paint diluted with solvent in a ratio of approximately 50:50. A wash cuts time so that you don't have to paint every little screw, scratch, rivet and detail. Painting the back section is exactly the same. We can speed things up here. Here's another hand. And another. And one more. Sprinkle fairy dust and it's good to go. Nah, it's just a wave steam. I'm applying the wash to the back section as well. I'm using metallic for cracks, this makes everything look uber real. I make faded spots on the body with a piece of sponge and metallic paint. Let's glue the LEDs. How about we use transparent plastic to cover the pilot sphere? They say it's made of triplex. It's a special armored multi-layered glass that withstands any attack. Here I have the pilot's head. It's actually a reanimated Space Marine. So, when the most experienced and badass warrior dies in a battle, he gets a second shot at life in this huge thing. For our diorama, just the head is enough. Damn it, I need way more heads. Gimme, this one should work. It is ready to take over the world. I'm gluing all the parts into one complete body. The body is seriously really big. Let's move on to the hands. Dreadnoughts are equipped with lots of weapons for the close and long distance combat. In my version, we are going to have power claws on the left hand and a large caliber Gatling gun on the right. While I'm painting the multi-barrel cannon, I'll tell you a cool story about the Dreadnought's pilot. Turns out he's not always awake, but only when necessary. Unless he's participating in a battle, the tech marine can put him to sleep for hundreds of years. The Dreadnought is damn near unstoppable. You have to completely annihilate the sarcophagus to get it to stop. But even then, you can't just leave it. It gets taken away to be restored for future battles. The smoke is made from regular cotton. I wrap the cotton around the wire, attach with liquid glue and paint it black. For a machine like this, the battlefield turned out quite large. I decided to make it round and totally covered in dirt. The base is made from Penaplex, and then I cover it with a sculptor mold. We can simulate dirt with an acrylic mixture from AK Interactive. It's not a bad material, with little sand grains, which after drying looks a bit glossy. Let's add a few more little pebbles. The paint has dried, and now we can use different washes to highlight shadow, light and add volume to the relief. I'm also going to apply special components from Vallejo for simulating fuel and oil on the surface. I will also add some ready-made puddles. By the way, it's just an OK composition. The bubbles are nearly impossible to get out. Holy shit, now we are going to make an explosion. I am forming the funnel with sculptor mold. That's the exploding base. It will consist of the soil lifted into the air and the center will be walls of fire. Let's use cotton for the soil. To imitate the texture of earth, I'm using putty mixed with liquid glue and applying it with a brush. I'm inserting the parts that are ready into the steel drying sculptor mold. The center of the explosion is also made of cotton, but I'm making them spherical with LEDs inside. We'll have 3 balls like this. With the little chunks of Penaplex we can simulate chunks of earth by the base. Now I'm painting everything the color of soil, darker on the bottom, lighter on the top. The center has yellow, red and orange. I prepped an orc on the 3D printer. He will be blasted to the pieces in the explosion. Let's glue him on. Now I'm painting hoses and other mechanical connections with a paint that looks like oil. Vallejo has a whole line of these paints. Splashes in the puddles and And now the Dreadnought grabs the orc. Thanks for hanging out with me, stay safe.